Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ms.Dria show, where I'm your host, Ms.Dria, and here I have with me my one and only beautiful co-host,
Ms.Dria, the Wonder Twins.
So this is VP of So Def. You are the VP of So Def Promotions.
I am not now. I was years ago.
Was.
Yes,
I
was.
Yes, yes,
okay,
I
I'm sorry.
said was.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, and Universal. And you're also the founder of the Jerry Clark Foundation.
Yes.
Mr. Jerry Clark himself. How are you?
I'm good. How are you all doing?
We're
doing
great.
awesome.
Good. And
Welcome.
something, when you say Jerry Clark Foundation, something that I'm very, very proud and passionate about with the things that that we tend to do in the community. I'm very excited about some upcoming things and things in the past that we've done.
Okay, so we're going to definitely get into that. Now,
Okay.
first off, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Chicago. I've been in Atlanta for 20 plus years.
Okay.
So I started my music industry career in Atlanta. I'm about to date myself in the early 1990s.
Okay.
Early 1990s. So I started off with an internship at Relativity Ruthless, and I began working right before. Of course, Ruthless is Eazy-E, Eazy-E's label. And I started working with them doing street promotions. And at the same time, I started taking on different labels, street team efforts in Atlanta. And that's how I got my start in the music industry.
Okay.
Putting up posters, going to the clubs, dropping off vinyl, the whole gamut in the early 90s. And it just took off from there for my work ethic, and other labels started seeing it. And I started growing and establishing good relationships.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay, that's how it works. So what was it that inspired you to actually go into the music industry, though?
Initially, probably the glamour and glitz,
Okay.
to be honest. But
Keeping it real.
I had a mentor and close family members that had been in the industry for years, and I saw from my passion that I had for the music industry behind the scenes, because of course I'm not creative at all from a singing songwriter. I don't do any of that.
Okay.
So they paved the way for me, and they taught me a lot of the behind the scenes things that I needed to know, and pointed me in the right direction. So I had great mentors, I should say, over the years that helped me a lot.
Okay. Davika, you want to?
So were some of these mentors pretty much the reason why you're so successful as a businessman? Like, how did you gain your business savviness going from being out there on the street, pushing product of music in the industry? Like, how did that teach you your business savviness as a businessman?
Of course, my mentors were very, very instrumental. But one thing that I was taught and I learned early was to constantly recreate myself, and also to surround myself with people that had me in their best interest. Because as you know, being in this entertainment industry can be very, very fickle, very cutthroat. But one thing, a consistent thing that I go by over the years is to constantly surround myself with good people and people that want to see me succeed, and vice versa, to reciprocate it, for me to want to see them succeed as well.
Right.
So you have to, no matter what field you're in, but especially in this music industry, something that the trust level is very low.
Oh, yeah.
And that's being modest, is to really have some people that really can point you in the right direction and really care about you.
Okay.
Personally and professionally.
Right. Now, you have been in the music industry for 20 plus years.
And that's something, because I'm only 25.
You're so youthful,
now.
like. What kind of water are you drinking?
20 plus years. Thank you. 20 plus years. And it's been like an elevator. It's been up and down.
Okay.
I've made a lot of money. I've met a lot of great people. And then there's been certain things that have made me second guess whether or not this was the right field that I chose or chose me.
Right.
And one of them was, well, I won't say recently, it's been over 8 years now, is when a close friend, a colleague, a buddy of mine, Shakir Stewart, who brought me on along with Jermaine Dupri to So Def Jam, when he committed suicide. And I saw a close friend of mine pass. It really made me second guess whether or not this was the right industry to be in. It really did. It hurt me in a whole different way, because we came up together in the industry, and I saw someone that was very successful and that had grown personally and professionally. And for them to take their own life, it made me pull it back. And that's when I really start stepping up more as far as doing a lot of things in the community with the Jerry Clark Foundation.
Okay.
It made me look at a whole lot of things and put things in context when he passed.
Okay. Okay. I respect that. So now that you've done promotions, are you still doing promotions? Can someone walk up to you and say, "Hey, Jerry, would you mind being my promoter? Because I know you the man."
I still have solid relationships, but I don't. I'm not full-fledged. I'm not going to call and try to get your radio spins around the country, which is, when it comes to promo, that was my position, to get your record played at the urban stations around the United States, whether it was me or whether it was a team of people who I can pick up the phone and call. So as far as relationships, yes, I pride myself on still having those great relationships, but I've transitioned into doing other things and other avenues of in the industry.
Okay.
And not just music, but film, television, just content.
Right.
Content.
Okay.
So I'm like, you're the guy responsible for when people keep playing the same song all the time. You be like, why can't nobody else get airtime? So you're that guy.
No, I'm not. I'm responsible for getting your record played. Now, once it gets on the playlist, then the program director, they do what is best for whatever their station is to keep their numbers great.
Clean that up for me. Teach me tonight.
No, I'm just the man next to the man next to the man.
Okay, but you are the man.
I have been.
The man.
Depending on who you were.
Okay.
But now I'm sitting next to you all, so I'm just, I guess I am the man because I'm sitting next to two beautiful, wonderful women.
Thank
so
you.
I am the man.
He is
right
the man.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you a question, because
Yes,
I hear
ma'am.
you're working on a project with Killer Mike.
Yes, actually, several projects, me and Killer Mike.
Right.
We have been working together. Just briefly, me and Killer Mike, we started working together when I was working at when Outkast had Aquemini Purple Ribbon Records. Killer Mike was signed. He was one of the first artists signed to Aquemini, and we met years ago. This was late '90s, early 2000s. We just became very, very close friends, and decided in the past couple of years to jump more into the business aspect. So lately, we've decided to create a company. It's called Grind Industries.
Okay.
So we collect content, meaning any content, whether it's music, whether it's television, whether it's film. And there are a lot of individuals, not just in Atlanta, but around the country, who need that outlet to be able to spread, and don't let me say this. There are more outlets now to get your own stuff out there on an independent scale, whether it's YouTube, whatever it is. But the company that me and Killer Mike have started, that's what we're doing. We're collecting content and we're placing it and hoping to change a lot of people's lives, including ourselves.
All right. So what inspired it?
Just seeing a void with a lot of individuals, especially in Atlanta. I know when Killer called me, he particularly had a few artists that he said, "Hey, look, Jerry, they just need opportunity. They need a chance. So I want you to hear their music." And then, of course, with his whole cachet of what he's doing on the political side, he's really broadened his whole scope of what he's doing. It's not just music. And then a lot of people don't know he's in a group Run the Jewels, so they're actually out on tour now.
Okay.
But back to me and him, the business that we're doing, we've it was a void, and we thought that we would fill that void as far as placing, like I say, whether it's music, whether it's film, just content, period, because content is king.
Right.
Yes, it is.
It is king.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So do you guys have any events coming up that you're going to be putting on, or?
No, not any events, but we are putting some things together music-wise, and I know he's working on some other things also, some docuseries, a few short films, so be on the lookout for that. But Grind Industries is the name of our company, and we're doing some things. And we're down here also. Well, I'm down here in South Florida with a good friend of mine, Baby Sid, and we're going to be doing some things too. We just want to create things with a lot of good people coming together, because there are a lot of good people, and we tend to roll in our own lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
We decided to come together and pull some things together and move forward and push forward. And make it happen.
Okay.
And make it happen. So, But this is a great show. I really appreciate you all having me.
Thank you. We love having you. I'm just sitting here just soaking all this greatness here. Like you have a wealth of experience in this industry.
Anytime you all need me, and I'll speak to Mike, and when he's back in South Florida, we'll come through. And anybody else, I mean, I'm just a little square, but if I can't get my hands on anybody. What was
you
couldn't talk.
I know you
don't get her.
She was doing this.
I'm sorry.
What? No.
That was
You
the off camera.
No, it's cool.
Came on camera.
I know this guy.
It's a wonderful thing. I just appreciate you all having me in this. I'm blessed to be here.
It is a pleasure. So, and we appreciate you for coming by.
You trying to shake my hand?
No, I wasn't. I was
okay. I don't.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the Jerry Clark Foundation, though.
Like I said at the beginning, it is something I am very, very passionate about, because one thing that I found out that you all know is that in our community, specifically the black community, the youth community, is very much in turmoil.
Yes,
very much in turmoil. So over the years, what I decided to do is walk the walk, and not only walk the walk, but talk the talk, and get out there and really be more aggressive and get involved in the community. So my foundation, we try to mentor, we do mentor a lot of young black males, and we use athletics, specifically baseball. I've done a lot of things with Major League Baseball and in Atlanta with the Atlanta Braves organization, and I do different camps. I take a lot of the youth on like college visits to let them know that, okay, you want to play sports, but guess what? If you're a student athlete, you know what comes first? Student.
That's right.
It's not athlete, student. It's student athlete.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is just deprogram and then reprogram a lot of youth minds and their whole concept on how they approach things. Okay, I go around and I speak at a million schools, and one thing, and I'm not killing anybody's dreams or anything, but it gets kind of
redundant
to hear that everybody's going to play pro ball, everybody's going to be a rapper, and everybody's going to be a singer. And I use myself as an example of somebody who's been very, very successful behind the scenes in the music industry as something like, okay, you can be very successful, you can take care of your family, you can do things that you love and you're passionate about without being in the forefront. So that's one thing, especially in the black community, that we have to embed in our youth early on. So that's one thing, and with my foundation, that's one thing that I strive to do, and I want to continue to do it if I can.
That
God
is phenomenal.
willing.
Okay, I commend you on that.
I'm big on academics, so I'm loving that. Like,
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Okay, so do you have any events coming up with the Jerry Clark Foundation?
I usually do my yearly annual camp. I do a free baseball camp, one of the biggest in the Southeast. I do it in January, but of course we're in February now past. So now me and my team, we're putting together some things now where we're transforming some things that we do with the foundation. So be on the lookout. Of course, you all will be the second ones to know.
Well, thank you. Keep us in the now.
Not first, second. Y'all
I know, because we're not in the Atlanta market, but we
doesn't
still
matter.
have.
One thing, y'all are worldwide.
Right.
You're right.
You know, that fan base was like, crazy. I learned
international.
Yeah, international.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all not national, y'all international.
Yeah,
so
that's how we do.
Internationally,
so we might come to Atlanta and cover your event.
You know, that's second home for us.
Of course, why not?
That's our second
y'all.
home.
So that's your second home.
Yeah, I lived in Atlanta for about 8 years.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you
went to grad school and all up there.
Did you where?
I went to Morehouse School of Religion in Emory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a preacher?
See, yeah.
You said Morehouse. I mean,
I do more. I'm more of like a Christian counselor. I haven't preached since like 2009 when I was in my academic program.
That's great. I commend you for that. That is great. And she just come to hang out, trying to bring freaking nigga back. She's trying to bring freaking nigga back.
I used to be a party girl.
If that's why you come, just say that's why you come to Atlanta to bring you. Trying to
bring it back. Trying to bring it back.
My mom lives up there. Like I have a lot of family.
Okay, you went to school in Atlanta?
I did.
Where?
I went to Lovejoy High School.
Oh, okay, all right.
Lovejoy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hampton, Georgia.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me. I know a little bit about Atlanta. I've been there for about 25 years, a little bit.
Okay.
But this show
what
is.
What area are you from?
I live in Stone Mountain, Lithonia area.
Okay,
so,
Lithonia.
Yeah, okay. So I'm but Atlanta is my home, and I've had my hands in the growth of, and we were just having this conversation earlier as far as how Atlanta has been that thumb to push urban music for so long, but I don't want to pigeonhole Atlanta and just say urban, because urban is pop and pop is short for popular. So Atlanta has been the driving force behind the culture.
That's good.
For years.
That is good.
And the community is so close knit with the songwriters, with the producers, with the artists, with the executives. One thing I like about Atlanta, I love about Atlanta, is the music industry is so close knit.
Yeah, it is.
It's so close knit, and I think that's why Atlanta has been able to thrive for so long. Because you look at it over the years, it just keeps churning out. We keep churning out. We'll go from, Outkast to Tip, Ludacris to now with Migos, with Future. I mean, not to sound, but we just stay hot. We stay relevant. We stay relevant, and that's one thing. And I mentioned a minute ago about constantly reinventing yourself. One thing I love about Atlanta is our scene is constantly reinventing itself, and we stay relevant.
Hollywood. You can add Black Hollywood to the mix too now, because it's getting real big with movies. And
yes. Oh no, definitely.
Yeah.
And
so Atlanta is.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of that scene also, because a good friend of mine, Will Packard, I know he's had a string of #1 movies at the box office. He's been a very much a proponent of that. And, along with, and people may laugh when you think about the reality shows and all that, but outside of that, just filming movies, I mean, and I'm not just talking about the urban movies, the black movies, just movies, period. A lot of people are coming, and that's because of the tax breaks and different things that the state of Georgia and Atlanta has. So, I mean, when people think of Atlanta, first thing they think of is Tyler Perry, which is great. Tyler is phenomenal, but at the same time, there are a lot of other studios that people, I mean, there are studios that are built, and people are coming to film in Atlanta. But we'll add Black Hollywood along to the urban music mecca of the world.
That's right.
And I'm proud of my city and proud of my community, because, like I say, the music industry, we constantly reinvent ourselves. That's why we stay hot.
Okay.
All right. So my ATL stay hot and popping.
It sure is.
Okay.
So how can the people stay in contact with you?
They can't.
Okay.
See, he's the untouchable. You see how he do? He out touching the people in the community, but you can't touch on them. So we see you.
Social media is the best, of course. In this day and age, 2017, everything, my Instagram, my Twitter, everything is Big Jerry Clark.
Okay.
Big Jerry Clark.
And I am now, people still laugh at me because I've had that moniker and nickname for so long. But over the past couple of years, I went from about 350 pounds to where I am now. So the Big Jerry Clark, I'm technically still big, because I'm 6'4".
Right.
I'm 6'4". Right. I'm 6'4", but I'm not big anymore.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. So I'm gonna let you all, like, in the next few weeks, give me a new name, like Big Slim, whatever it is. I don't know. Oh, I just,
Are you still 6'4"? I mean, you can't do nothing with that height, though.
Yeah. But I just hope that outside of my stature, that my heart is big. So
all right.
Definitely. We think those young folks in Atlanta definitely have experienced your big heart.
Well, I want to continue. I appreciate it. I want to continue doing everything I can to try to make a difference in the community.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Clark.
So I want to thank you for taking the time out.
I thank you all.
To stop by the show. It was a pleasure having you, and just listening to you and the things that you've done and the things that you're doing. I want to commend you on everything.
Thank you. I appreciate you all having me. It was a pleasure being here.
Definitely.
I can't recall a time that I've sat in between two beautiful women, except on an airplane or an old Greyhound bus back in 1985.
Not the Greyhound. I hate Greyhound. Oh my God.
That's what you see. You see, I said 1985. Right. So I take that back. Maybe in a strip club.
Hey, you have good conversations in the strip club.
I knew.
It happens.
You knew it was coming. Yeah. You knew it was coming.
ATL, right?
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But I appreciate y'all. No, seriously, this is a great show. Everybody around the world, please tune in around the world, because this is international.
Yes.
I don't care if you in New Zealand, you in China, you in South Africa, you in Decatur, Georgia, or you in Opelika.
All right. You know Opelika. All right. You got cool points for that one, Jerry. You got cool points for Opelika.
So like I said, I want to thank you for stopping by. It was a pleasure having you, and I welcome you back anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Please stay tuned to the Ms.Dria Show. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll come back with so much more.